Hi YouTube world, hi YouTube subscribers. I'm sorry I haven't made content in so long, but I did want to give you guys a life update since it's been probably, I don't know, it's been several months since I've updated. Sorry the lighting in here kind of sucks. I'm just trying to relax. I have to work tonight, but I'm not really tired because last night I was on call and I wound up sleeping a lot while I was waiting before I got called into work. So it didn't work like a full shift. So I did sleep some, but not that much. I'm just not that tired. But I don't really want to do anything either because I know I have to work tonight. So I want to take it kind of easy. So I thought this would be a great time to give you guys a life update. So a lot has changed right now for everybody. I mean, if you're not affected by the pandemic, I don't know, but good for you. uh, you're probably somebody like my husband who's an introvert who doesn't really care. Life hasn't changed too much for him. But anyway, so other than the pandemic and all that and being in healthcare and all the changes that have come along with that, I am pregnant. Finally, those of you who follow me know that we have been trying for almost 4 years. I've talked about how I have PCOS, I have endometriosis. I've had a surgery for the endometriosis. I was I've had a lot of testing done. My husband's had a lot of testing done trying to figure out what was causing our infertility. We've tried a lot of different like natural ways of getting pregnant, and nothing was really helping. So we're starting. I was supposed to start on metformin for my PCOS to see if that would help. And of course, I've been like trying to time my ovulation, but it's really hard with PCOS and my cycle being so weird. Um, that when I did get pregnant, I didn't even know for a while because I didn't think I was ovulating when we did. And according to my fertility tracker, um, it said that there was like a very low chance of me getting pregnant when we did. So it just goes to show you those things aren't always, that accurate. So I didn't even know I was pregnant till about 6 weeks because with everything being changed from quarantine, a lot of my symptoms I thought was from quarantine. And the first thing that really the biggest thing that clued me into that I was pregnant was the level of nausea I was getting. Um, I started getting really nauseous, especially at work. And I was drinking, we have ginger ale for patients, so I was drinking that and eating crackers, and I was just like, man, nothing is helping me. Like, I'm trying to walk around and cool off or whatever because that kind of helps. But I was like, God, I am so nauseous. So I was like, I think I might be pregnant or something because this is not normal for me. Like, something is off. And I also had other symptoms, but like I said, I thought it was all quarantine because I mean we've been trying for so long and we hadn't really changed much. I still wasn't on this medication yet. I was supposed to start it, but I was kind of holding off because of quarantine and everything. And the medication, metformin, usually makes you really sick. And I was like, I'm not looking forward to that. And it has side effects and all this. So I'm like, let me just wait till we know what's even going on with quarantine till I start that. But I was gonna start it, like, actually, I was planning on starting it, like, within a couple weeks or whatever. Like, I had a time frame where I had a week off from work where I'm like, let me do it then, because if I get sick, I'll be at home, it'll be fine. But then I just took the test and I found out I was pregnant anyway. And I think in a weird way, quarantining made me get pregnant because, well, it's not so much weird. I mean, if you think about it, but I think just everything just kind of came together. Like, I'm happier at my job that I have now. It's a lot less physically and emotionally as draining as my old job. The job I have now at the hospital is a lot better for me. And I think, we got this dog, and I feel like that helped a lot for me. Like, animals help a lot with my stress. I don't know, animals just comfort me, so I feel like that helped. And I think with everything being shut down, like, my life got a lot slower, and I feel like that was good for my body. Like, I'm not rushing around everywhere, and normally I work out all the time, and I couldn't because my gym has been closed. So I think that was maybe like the biggest thing, was like not working out as much. I don't know, but I could be totally wrong, but those are the main things that have changed. Like, maybe I was over working out and I didn't know that, because um like, I hadn't been working out for like almost a month, and then I got pregnant. And I think maybe my workouts, not that I work out too much, but that my workouts were a little too hard on my body, because when I go to the gym, it is my like therapy, and I go really hard, and maybe I was going too hard. And um yeah, that's what I contributed to, was just less less stress, as far as my life kind of slowed down with quarantine. Like, I'm not volunteering, I'm not going to church things, I'm not running around seeing my friends and running a million errands and all that crap that I do normally, that I really do miss, because I'm an extrovert and I just love my freedom. And but in a way it probably was good for me. Like, maybe I needed to slow down a little bit, and maybe I needed to not be stressing my body out so much with my workouts. So in the future, I don't think I'm going to work out as hard as I was. Like, I'll still work out because it's therapy for me, but maybe not push myself as much. And I did kind of suspect that might be some of the problem with my fertility, because when I went to one gym, um, I would do classes, and a lot of times I was like, these classes aren't working us out hard enough. No, I think they were. I think I just probably overdo it myself, because I have a high pain tolerance, and I just like getting out, like, physically, my emotions or whatever. And I think I was maybe overdoing it. Didn't know. But anyway, yeah, so I started getting nauseous. What are so the other symptoms I had? I started to gain weight. And I thought it was just because I'm not working out. I'm eating crappier, because I'm eating crappier because I'm getting more like fast food, and I don't know. My appetite hasn't been good with this pregnancy. So that, the weight gain, the nausea. Oh, I started getting really tired, and I I thought it was just from like me working nights, and I don't know. I didn't put it together at first. Like, I'm always kind of tired, because when you work night shifts, it's hard on your body. But I was like, I'm just constantly lethargic. Like, there's no like, oh, usually I'll have like waves of energy, but the lethargy has been like constant, and that and like it's been unrelenting. Like usually I'm really tired, of course, the first day or two when I'm done working, but it's been like that all the time. All the time, and there's no like, oh, I get a peak of energy for 2 hours here. Nope. I pretty much just want to stay on the couch all day long on my days off, which is not good, and I want to get out of that habit. And I'm almost through the first trimester anyway, and they say you get more energy, but I don't think that has been good for me. I've also been getting more infections. So I normally think I'm pretty, I don't know. I have this mentality that I'm kind of like, I'm invincible, and I'm realizing with this pregnancy, like, I'm not invincible right now. I'm immunocompromised, and I have to worry about this baby. Like, it's not just me, but there's two people here, so I can't be doing. I usually push myself really hard, all the time, and I'm kind of learning like to slow everything down, and I'm being forced to. So it's kind of good that we're in quarantine because it's making me have to anyway. But I'm realizing I'm more immunocompromised because I'm starting to get more like skin infections. And I normally do get more like cysts and stuff like that than probably a normal person. I think that has to do with my PCOS. Um, I'm more prone to like skin infections for some reason, but they have gotten worse. And then because I'm laying around more, because I'm tired and I don't feel good, I think everything's contributing. So I'm learning, like, I need to take better care of myself. I need to make sure I'm getting a shower every day and that I'm, on top of my skincare because I don't want to wind up with a really bad infection that turns septic. And I know all this. I'm a nurse, but I'm in my head, there's patients and then there's you and there's healthy people, and I always separate myself. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all humans, and with my own health conditions, I do need to take care of myself, and I'm not invincible. And I think we're all kind of learning that anyway with this quarantine, because if you're reading the news like I am a lot, because I'm a healthcare worker, I'm interested in this stuff anyway, and I'm being exposed to this stuff, and I'm pregnant, so I feel like I have to, even though I do think if you're somebody with a lot of anxiety or like OCD, there's a point where it's too much information. You need to back away from the news. Or if it's making you depressed, if you suffer from depression, don't overload yourself with the news right now. But I'm reading on it because I like to anyway, and I can handle it. But in the beginning, I think I probably was overloading myself. Because you don't want to get into a dark place, and there's only so much information you can take. And we do need to still live our lives, even though this is a weird time to live in. We do need, because eventually this will end. I don't know how long this is going to be. Nobody does. But eventually it will return to normal. Might be a new normal, but it's going to return, and so we need to carry on. Um, so, what was I saying? I don't even know. Oh, that's another symptom. I feel like I have pregnancy brain. I'm a little more forgetful. Oh, so anyway, what I was saying was, if you're following the news, there's cases of people who are healthy that are dying, and not just, oh, they're healthy but they're old. No, there's healthy like children, there's healthy people in their 20s. Yes, you're way less likely to die young and healthy than if you're elderly or you have a bunch of comorbidities, but nobody is completely safe or immune to this corona. So if you're immunocompromised like I am right now, take care of yourself. Take caution. Um, anyway, that's a whole other video I'm gonna make eventually. But anyway, some of my other pregnancy symptoms are oh, the smells. I normally cannot smell very good, which is a blessing. Generally, being a nurse, I am okay with that because we are smelling some of the worst things you could ever imagine on a daily basis at work, um, hourly, by the minute sometimes. But now everything is super. All smells are like super obnoxious to me, and I don't like it. I want to go back to not being able to smell because even good smells like my perfumes and stuff, I can't stomach it. It makes me nauseous. It's just like it's so unpleasant. It's like imagine if your hearing all of a sudden got way too good and everything will like hurt your ears. That's how it feels. And I get like that sometimes with my migraines. My sense of smell gets really strong. I just don't like it. I've also been having a lot of I think they're hormonal, but I've been getting migraines. I've made videos. I already suffer from migraines to begin with. So I was worried that that would happen. And for the first like 7 or 8 weeks, I wasn't getting. Maybe I had one migraine. I didn't know, and I was taking Excedrin. So this is the problem too. Like a lot of times you don't realize you're pregnant, and you're taking stuff, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't know I was pregnant. But I feel like a lot of people do that. It's okay. It's just stop when you find out you're pregnant. So anyway, the migraines have been horrible, and I'm already nauseous, and then the migraines just like it's like this terrible cycle. Like you're already nauseous, then you get the migraine adds to the nausea, then you're projectile vomiting, and it's just like this cycle, and it's like hard to get out of the migraines. I feel like, and you're like, I feel like I'm really hot as well. Like normally I'm always freezing cold, but with this pregnancy, I feel like I'm 3 degrees hotter than what I normally am. When I go to the doctors, every time they take my temperature, they're like, oh, you have a low grade fever. And they'll keep rechecking my temperature, but it's like, well, that's just how my body is now. It's just hotter. Um, and that also, I think, contributes to the nausea. Like, I feel like when you get hot, it just makes you nauseous. Everything just contributes to the nausea, I feel like, right now. And I hate it. But my nausea I feel like it's gotten better around week 10. And I feel like that's because your body starts to get a little more used to it. And I feel like my body's slowly getting out of that first trimester phase. So that's good. Now I'm only really getting nauseous if I have to eat every few hours or I start getting that gagging, and I feel like my gag reflex is really strong right now too. Ugh. Sorry. So anyway, yeah, so like the one night I just like I feel like I just projectile vomited and I didn't even have a migraine. It was because my husband, who's been lovely by the way, but he made me food. He made me like pasta and he put chicken in it. And normally I don't like meat. I don't like the texture of meat at all. But I make myself eat it because I'm always anemic. And with pregnancy, it's really hard to make yourself eat something that you don't want to for me because it makes me get so nauseous. And it's like, nope, can't do this. So I was starting to eat it and I was like about to projectile vomit. I'm like, okay, that's it. Because I was starting to like burp and get that like saliva in your mouth and I'm like, I can't. So I haven't been eating as healthy as I normally do because I make myself eat healthy, but I don't really like healthy foods, especially vegetables. So I've been kind of staying away from them because it's like, well, it's either you're eating healthy, but you're vomiting. So it's like, well, what's the point anyway? But I am trying to eat more fruits because I do like fruits anyway. And they're good for you. And I can stomach them. And so I'm trying to eat healthy in that way and eating more fruits. The foods that I do like normally that are healthy is what I'm eating. But I have been eating kind of garbagey because it's quarantine. Like, I can't run to the store as much to get food, and food is comfort to me. And between this quarantining and my nausea and everything, I haven't been eating the best. But I haven't gained a lot of weight because I was gaining weight, and then with the nausea, vomiting, migraines, and everything, and I've kind of lost my appetite. Um, I started losing weight. Like, I gained 5 pounds pretty quickly, and now I'm back to only having gained like 2 or 3 pounds. But it's weird because my appetite isn't as good, but I feel like my appetite, I think, isn't as good because I'm not waiting as long in between meals because I start getting that I'm going to throw up if I don't eat. But I am getting more cravings as far as like if I want a particular food, it's like I really want it. But yeah, but no like weird cravings. It's just like foods that I already like. Like I get kind of more obsessed about, like fried pickles, or I really wanted Chinese food the other day. I had to have it. Other symptoms. Oh wow, this video is long. Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap this up here, but my other symptoms are constipation, bloating. I've had a lot of stomach aches because, like, I feel like especially in the like first 8 weeks or whatever, my stomach felt like it was expanding, and just between that and the constipation is like hurting me a lot, and I can't drink as much coffee, which helps me go to the bathroom. And plus, everything like slows down, like with your digestion. But I've been getting like a little bit of digestive problems, and I do have irritable bowel syndrome, and I think this pregnancy has kind of like irritated that. Because a couple times I thought I had like food poisoning like 3 times, and I'm like, okay, there's no way I've had food poisoning 3 times. But what I think it is my irritable bowel's been acting up, and it feels almost like I'm getting food poisoning, like that cramping and everything, which is kind of what irritable bowel is anyway. And then you have diarrhea. So I've been having that too, and that also made me like lose weight. Was that I had that, and plus I had it 3 times from 3 different foods, and my husband didn't get sick. So I'm like, I think it's just my body is just kind of more immune compromised, and things that normally I'm prone, like health issues I'm prone to, are kind of just getting worse. Because your body's trying to do all this, it can't like manage your symptoms as well or whatever. So, like, that's why I think my migraines have been worse, my skin infections, um, like, my digestive system, I feel like, is not as good. Like, one time I just got sick from McDonald's. McDonald's never makes me sick. And I also got sick from cookies I made, and I forget what the third time was, but all the times my husband would have the same food and he wouldn't get sick. Um, but luckily it like went away like after a day or whatever. And I think because I'm like constipated, then it's like I get so constipated that then when I do go, sometimes it's like, oh God. But sorry, this is TMI, but I'm just telling you, this is the joys you have to look forward to being pregnant. But hey, it's worth it in the long run, and they say the more like nauseous and morning sickness you are, for whatever reason, You have less chance of miscarriage, so it seems to be better for the baby. Whatever. It does seem like a protective mechanism in a way because it's making me have to eat, and I don't normally. I'll go hours without eating sometimes, and I know that's not good. But if I get busy or whatever, I forget to eat, or I'm like, you know what, I have too much to do. I'm just not going to eat for like 8 hours because when I eat, I get a little more tired. Again, I realize I need to slow down my life a little bit, and that's what this is forcing me to do, so it's good in a way, but it's also like, oh my god, my life couldn't be any more different. Like, between the quarantine and being pregnant, I just feel like, oh my god, life is just so crazy. It's like 180 degree from how I normally am living. But I'm super happy to be pregnant, to be able to have a child. I didn't know if we would or what. I was actually like focusing on other things in my life because I like kind of was giving up a little bit and just like, well, let me move on with other things because this doesn't seem to be working, and this just isn't the right time or whatever, but I guess it is. So I'm happy, and I'm happy too that, yes, it did take 4 years, but I'm not like super old or anything, where my pregnancy is more at risk or whatever. So I'm happy about it. And I don't know the gender. I'll find out at 20 weeks. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. I hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe. I am wearing my mask out in public. I think that's like one of the biggest things you can do is wear a mask because it's spread mostly by droplets. Um, and I try to, wash my hands and everything. But they're more saying it's less on surfaces on the droplets. So if you can, wear a mask out in public. And of course, I'm scared. I don't want to get it when I'm pregnant. I already know like, my health is not where it normally is. So I need to be careful. And anybody out there that's pregnant, like, be careful. And I don't want to give it to my husband because my husband's a huge smoker. So I'm worried because it's all respiratory. A lot of it's respiratory, and he already has compromised lungs and everything. So anyway, yeah, and I'm trying to quarantine as much as possible, but I'm realizing like I do need to get out there sometimes because we are going to go back to normal eventually, and I do need to get things for the baby, and I do need to food shop a little more to get like fruit and all that kind of stuff, but I'm trying to be more strategic about it and buy everything like in bulk. And I'm trying to I'm social distancing, but what I really don't like about our government and in general is some of the handling of the quarantine, this pandemic, and they are not enforcing things at all across the board, and I think that's a huge problem, is the lack of consistency from this administration in particular, and lack of leadership and enforcing things. um, Not trying to get super political here, but it really makes me mad, and it's so upsetting because I don't know. It's upsetting as a healthcare worker and somebody who's interested in politics anyway. But the problem is, like, we're opening things up here in my state of Arizona, but they're not like enforcing stuff. So if you know anything about viruses, a lot of times there's a second wave, just like with the swine flu. I got that back in 2009, and I got it from the second wave. So the second wave is usually a lot worse than the first wave, because more people get it, and sometimes the virus has evolved and is a little smarter. Um, yeah, and people are not being as cautious. More people die usually in the second wave. So what I'm worried about is we're starting to open back up, but I am not seeing anything being. A lot of people are not taking this serious for whatever reason, political or denial or ignorance or whatever, personal beliefs, or they have other things going on. I don't know. But I see a lot of people not wearing masks, a lot of people not social distancing, a lot of people just flippant and like, whatever, I'm not quarantining, I don't care. This is, a lot of people think it's like a hoax or whatever. So I am still very cautious about going out because I don't. There's no like you have to wear a mask. There's no like here's a hand sanitizer at every store. Or there's just not a lot. There's no. There's still lack of testing. There's just like these things are driving me crazy right now. But anyway, you can only control what you can control. So that's why I'm being cautious. And even if it was the best circumstance with viruses, even if everything had been handled as I feel like it should have been, you're still going to get that second wave, unfortunately. So I am, very cautious about this whole reopening and to begin with, let alone how they're handling it and how I see people just, I don't know, just not taking this serious and for whatever reason. So anyway, I'm going to end this video. It's already 30 minutes. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys are staying safe and doing well out there. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Okay, well, till next time. Bye, guys.